What's going on, you beautiful people of the internet? It's Antoine Darden with Darden Digital, bringing you another fight school video, and today we will be featuring the Orochi. Now, he is the love and equally the bane of many players. Personally, he is one of my favorites and probably the hero that I am most proficient with. Now, do keep in mind that this guide is in no way, shape, or form a comprehensive guide to the hero, but simply my thoughts, opinions, and strategies that I utilize when going into a match. If you are looking for a more comprehensive guide detailing movesets and max damage output upon a guard break and frame data and all that stuff, then you can go ahead and skip this video. Or if you are troll super gamer 2596 who knows everything about the character back, forward, and front, this also is not the video for you. For the rest of you out there who will probably want to play with me one day, or want to learn something new, or want to try to figure out how I approach the game when using this character, then welcome. We have a pretty fun journey today. I got some good matches in here, and we're going to go ahead and take a look and break them down. Now, the first matchup here we're going to look at is going up against a Valkyrie, and I know a lot of console players hate fighting Valkyries because they move seems like they're too fast, so on and so forth. Now, if you're playing a Lawbringer or something like that, or a heavy character in general, it is a bit tougher to play a Valkyrie or any of the faster hitting characters, but I'll do guides on those later and just my thought processes when it comes to facing those characters. But for the Valkyrie, the first thing I always look out for is the jump in. In any fight I go into, I look to take away certain things from certain characters, things that I know that I'm good at. So if you aren't good at countering the jump in, then look for the sweep, because these are certain things that you're always going to see Valkyries use. Now, this Valkyrie here, you can see she wants to guard break a lot. She wants to do the slide, the slide and hit a lot, which to me is a lot easier to read because you see the character move and you can counter it. Now, if you're playing another Valkyrie who's just throwing out those hits from neutral, then it's a little bit harder to read because they are extremely fast. But when you're playing as the Orochi, he is a character who needs to get in and out. I usually try to keep my opponent off balance, and I try to be just erratic in kind of the things that I'm doing. So I try not to keep the same pace as you'll see this player here does. So I know a lot of people will probably look and say, this isn't a very good Valkyrie because they kind of do the same thing over and over. But you can see them kind of trying to change it. But most of their attack change are going to start with sliding to either the left or the right, and then doing two quick hits. As you can see there, this is like the third or fourth time doing it, and then they're going to try to do a shield bash, and then the jump in, of course, and you have to be ready for it. And the way that I learned to parry that with the Orochi is simply, when you see that red indicator come up, you're going to hit up and that attack button, and 9 times out of 10 it'll work with parrying the jump in for most characters and for top lights and so on and so forth. As soon as you see that red, hit up, hit attack, and 9 times out of 10 you will get the parry. Unless they're getting ready to hit you with a heavy, then you might take a hit, or it might not be a good day for you. So anyway, same thing here. They did the jump in from the side, so you see them trying to adjust a little bit, and same thing, slide and slide, and then shield bash. And once you know what they're doing, once you know their pattern, then you're good to go and you can counter them. So we're going to leave this one and try to go to another match. And then here we have another Valkyrie in progress, and as you can see, they gonna utilize hitting from the side and then up, and then this person's gonna use their sweep a lot more, and against an Orochi is tough. And right now, when I'm at this distance, I'm always looking for the jump in, because it's how they're going to close distance. Unless you see them do that, that's the same attack chain they used before. I recognize it and I punish it with the heavy hit, and they back up. So I'm always right now at this distance until I get into my striking range. My mindset is defensive. Even when they go back in that, be defensive, you know, and then I surprise them and I get back. They try to counter and nothing. Now, you could try to punish that, but I don't, and then there it is, because 9 times out of 10, they are going to come with it. And, you know, you see they get punished for that, because that's just what most Valkyries will do. That's something that's one of their stronger moves that comes out fast, but if you're ready for it, you will not have a problem with it. Again, you know, once you see that red indicator, go ahead and hit up and hit that heavy, and usually you'll get it simply because of the delay. It's kind of hard to truly react to it. You got to kind of anticipate it. You kind of got to try to really figure out what an opponent likes to do, and you know, when they like to utilize it. And usually for a Valkyrie, it's at that distance. And again, you know, just holding that, when I'm at that distance, I like to go back in that stance and get ready for that rush right there, because if you have a Valkyrie, some Valkyries like to just throw out moves, because it also propels them forward, as you can see. And if you get within their wheelhouse like that, they can also hit you with a sweep. So you have to be careful when you see Valkyries attacking from afar and coming in. But as an Orochi, you don't mind this, because once you go back in that stance, and forgive me for not knowing the proper name for it, but I just got out of it there. Once you're in that, you can punish them if you time it right. A lot of stuff is about timing, a lot of stuff is about distance. So now I'm in a place where I really don't want to be, but they use all their stamina, so and you can't really back up from that. You can't really slide back from that move right there, and I get the win again. But again, you know, some very important things people usually don't look at in this game is distance, and you know, and timing. Those are key things when going into any match. Now, when I am in an Orochi, a lot of times I'm trying to fill out how my opponent is going to approach me. This person is more methodical. They're going to sit back, throw out some attacks, and then go defensive. A lot of people play like that, and I can play on it. See, now I'm going to change up my strategy. I'm going to pressure him a little bit, which, as you can see, he wasn't expecting. So you constantly want to try to change up your game plan to differentiate yourself from other players, because most players will play the same way every time. So let's go look at another match now. Alright, so here we're going to be facing off with Warden, and Warden is one of my harder matchups when it comes to facing, as far as opponents goes, when I'm playing as the Orochi. The main thing I look for against, or when I'm fighting a Warden, is his sweep attack, because that is almost, to me, that's the hardest thing to avoid. If you're good at countering that, then great. The advice I would give anybody is use your strength, and you know, try to go from there. If you're good at blocking one thing, or if you're good at avoiding one thing, try to make your opponent do the opposite. So that fight went kind of fast, but simply because I was trying to stay out of the range of his sweep attack, and I usually just try to block to my left, which anybody who's played this game any amount of time will tell you to do once you're going up against a Warden, simply because that move is so hard to defend against. It's fast, and it has range, and it has a little bit of tracking on it. Well, actually a lot of bit of tracking, but whatever. And then, you know, one thing you're gonna see me do here is I get caught by that. I knew it was coming. Most Wardens are into that now, the double heavy, and you know, feint until guard break. So another thing you didn't see me really using a lot against the Valkyrie was my sweep attack, which is one of the stronger moves for the Orochi. I'm using it a lot here because that's pretty much what he's forcing me to do. He's doing pretty much what I try to do to him, which is take away his sweep attack, always looking for it, which is why he really hasn't thrown it, because I'm just out of range of it. You want to stay out of range and get in when you can, and then get back out. But be careful of, you know, the guard breaks when you're trying to get out. Either double dodge back, or, you know, slide and try to hit. Now this match here, I think I'm gonna lose, but I think it was because I was trying to parry his top lights and it wasn't going well. And you'll see us kind of doing like a weird little dance, a little 1-2 or whatever, because again, I was trying to parry the top lights. I really wasn't doing, you know, my rush move there. I was trying to, you know, time it there, and it just wasn't working. But I'll take this time to talk about what actually some downsides when it comes to playing as the Orochi when you're playing any character really. Mostly, you know, I would say, more defensive players against a good turtler. And I had some footage and I couldn't find it, so I apologize for that. Against a guy who just demolished my Orochi. And basically he turtled up, he blocked all of my moves and just countered, and that was it. And as an Orochi, I mean, you're gonna get like maybe 2 or 3 hits in. You got 2 or 3 hits to go, and then you're pretty much dead. So that's all he needed, and he was able to beat me pretty easily. And it was impressive because I haven't been really. I'm not the best Orochi player. I'm not the best player, period. But I enjoy losing to this guy because I hadn't lost that decisively in a long time. You know, sometimes you lose and you can figure out what you did, and I really didn't know how that guy beat me. He just outclassed me in every way, shape, or form. And there's that sweep attack that he finally throws out and kills me with it. So that's 2 that he gets on me. And then you're gonna see me in this last clip go back to what I usually do, and you know, just controlling the distance, because when you're an Orochi character or any kind of assassin character, you have to control the distance. You have to control the pace of the fight. You don't want the opponent doing that, because you're going to be in trouble, because you're not really a defensive character. Yes, they have deflects and things like that, and if you are amazing at deflects, then great, utilize that to your benefit. But for me, and for people who like me who maybe aren't the best at deflecting, you just want to control your distance. That, and see, he's picked up into me trying to back up. So what I'm going to do is try to do something different and just kind of, I mean, I didn't do it there, I got hit, but I know he's guard breaking a lot. And one thing I'm doing though now is, instead of feinting that rush right there, I actually go through with it, because you know, once you feint it so much, it kind of becomes wearying, and the person will either stop looking for it or not really care. So let's see one more fight and then we'll go from there. And then this one here is just a rematch between the same guy, and you know, I think he was able to time my top lights in the last match. As you can see, it's 1-1 for both of us, and he timed my top lights, so I have to change it up. And that's another thing, that if you find that you're fighting someone who is really good defensively, and you're playing as an Orochi or any other assassin character, you have to learn how to feint. Feinting is going to be imperative, because if they are parrying, then that means that they will try to throw out that heavy like you seen him do there, or try to throw out any kind of attack. And I don't think he was expecting me to actually release it and come. So that's why it's good to constantly threaten with that move, because it keeps your opponent off balance. And if you're playing as an Orochi or any other, I mean, you can utilize it with any character really, but you always want to try to keep your character off balance, control the pace, and control the distance. Now, of course, I try to utilize the same things, like I said, with the Valkyrie, take away certain things from them. So as you can see, he really hasn't been trying to hit me with that sweep attack, because I'm not in his wheelhouse. And when you do get in there, you have to make it effective. Now, some people will be a lot more defensive, and you just have to be a lot more patient and wait for an opening. Right there, he was trying to go for a parry and it didn't work. You see me go for the fake, I paid for it, and you know, he just wasn't expecting that there. And then there's the sweep, and I use all my stamina. Now, he's going to punish me a bit for it here, but that's okay. Just calm down, take it. Don't try to always run. You know, look for that guard break, because you know everybody's going to do it. And then again, just trying to stay out of his wheelhouse and threaten with the Russian move there. And I try to do something a bit different. Still, parry's not working for me, so I'm just going to still keep my distance. And then, you know, I let it go and get the win. So shout out to that guy. He gave me some good rounds. He's a pretty decent Warden player. So I'm probably going to end it there, and those are just my basic tips. And again, very basic tips. There are a lot of people who have a lot, you know, better info and things like that out there on the internet, but these are just my thought processes when I go into a battle with the Orochi. Hopefully something I said can help you even a little bit. Hopefully even just maybe it's not something I said, but maybe it's something that you saw during the gameplay can help even a little bit. Now, a bit of housekeeping here. I do have a big announcement. Well, I mean, maybe it's not so big, but I will be playing with subs this coming up Friday. Just message me, hey, let's play, whatever the case may be. We can run a couple 1v1s, a couple brawls, whatever you guys want to do. So go ahead and add me, sub, whatever. It's Alpha Chief 1. I'll leave what is that thing called? I'll leave my name, my gaming name, in the description below. And again, that'll be Friday. I'll be playing pretty much the whole day until about 6 p.m. And, you know, let me know what you guys want to do. We can run some brawls. We can run some 1v1s. If you guys want to, you know, put my knowledge to the test. And, you know, if some of you guys who maybe you are watching this and you're Super Gamer 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and you want to, you know, hand me an ass whooping, I'm open to it. I play this game for fun and just to, you know, chill out and have a good time. So I look forward to playing with you all. Look forward to getting to know you all a little bit better. So again, this Friday, I'll be playing pretty much all day from morning until 6 p.m. And most likely, I will also be streaming it on Twitch. My Twitch name is Darden Digital, same thing. And I'll be adding that in the description. Also, if you aren't able to play, but you are able to watch it. So, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. And take care. Have a good one.